Good afternoon, and welcome to Presbyterian Park here in beautiful Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. For this afternoon's game between the New Ohio Debonairs and the home side, the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. At this time, we'd like to introduce the starting lineup and batting order for the visiting New Ohio Debonairs. Batting first, the catcher, number 26, Kiki Webley. Batting second, the center fielder, number 18, Chad Tater. Batting third, the right fielder, number 30, Kerrick Burns. Batting fourth, the left fielder, number 15, Heb Wingner. Batting fifth, the shortstop, number 54, Musty Shank. Batting sixth, the third baseman, number 4, Hans Lopside. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 7, Gap Lumber. Batting eighth, the second baseman, number 1, Yup Turtles. And batting ninth, the pitcher, number 47, Avery Mustard. And all rise and greet our team. It is the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. The left fielder, number 27, Walt Booper. The center fielder, number 11, Spray Bradley. The catcher, number 24, Shrewd Bland. The first baseman, number 14, Jim Bobway. The shortstop, number 15, Jimmy Soup Cutlets. The second baseman, number 6, Og McQuart. The third baseman, number 4, Bill Scottish. The right fielder, number 7, Condom Funnel. And taking the mound, the starting pitcher for the Pittsburgh Presbyterians, number 49, Borty Bonks.
Good afternoon to you all. This is Steve Chuckroast here at KDKA Pioneer Radio for Western Pennsylvania. The Pittsburgh Presbyterians take the field for Game 12 of our 90-game Continental League season. They are currently one game above 500, 6-5. As are their opponents, the New Ohio Debonairs, both teams coming off a loss in their most recent game. Both 2 games back from the league-leading Philadelphia Brown Trousers. On the mound today is Borty Bonks, 2-0 this season so far, 321 earned run average. He's going to pop up Kiki Webley into the glove of Og McQuart for out number 1. Chad Tater has had a strong start to the season, batting .333, 3 home runs this season, 13 runs batted in. He faces a 2-2 count at the moment. That is high for ball 3, a full count. Pops that one into foul territory. Looks like it'll be an easy one for Bill Scottish. And it's out number 2 in foul territory. Oh, the right fielder, Kerrick Burns, takes the plate. Got a .318 batting average. 5 runs batted in. 14 hits this season so far. Significantly better than his career average of .263, and he's going to ground that one out. Cutlets, the throw to Bobway, is in plenty of time to bring us to the bottom of the first. A 1-2-3 inning for Borty Bonks. Strong start on the mound today for the Debonairs is rookie Avery Mustard. Avery Mustard made a quick showing in his first appearance for the Nashville Fire. Played 2 games, started 2 games, went 1-1. Struck out 8 in those 2 games. And he will start by walking Walt Booper to first. Brings up Spray Bradley. Avery Mustard 0-2 to start the season. Continental League, 5.19 is ERA. He struck out 3. He's pitched a total of 8 2/3 innings in those 2 starts. Looking to get acclimated to the Continental League, that higher level of standards. So that's going to be a fancy done double play, and that will do it for Booper at second. Bradley hits into it, and it's out. Numbers 1 and 2. Fancy Dan double play. Trude Bland will keep things going by getting a single right up the middle, all the way to Chud Tata. And now we go to Jim Babwe. Babwe is currently batting .327. He's going to hit it on the first pitch to a single to Carrick Burns, and it will keep things going. Babwe hit his first home run in a recent game for the Presbyterians. Good to see that batsmanship getting better. Yusuf Cutlets, well, he will swing at the first pitch and he will get a single and load the bases. I was just going to say he has been off of his usual form. He's only batting .216 this season, which is easily far behind his average. Brings us to Og McQuart. 12 runs batted in this season. He's got an average of .286, but with runners in scoring position, of which there are .385, so a very good place to be with 2 outs. Good person to put at the plate to face Avery Mustard. He's going to walk, and that will walk in the first run of the game. As Trude Bland crosses home plate, it is 1-0 in favor of the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. Dale Scottish here in the bottom of the first. He is batting 7th in the lineup, facing a 1-2 count right now. He's going to pop that one right past the shoulder of Mustard. It's going to bring in 1, possibly 2. Slide into third is safe. It's a 2-run single from Dale Scottish with 3-0 already in favor of the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. Perhaps Avery Mustard's time in the Nursery League not quite high enough. Condom Funnel will ground that one out to Yup Turtles. However, 3 runs off 4 hits. So far away that we forget there was a Fancy Dan double play brought to you by Fancy Dan Follicle Products. Put more fop in your quaff with Fancy Dan and their assortment of styling salves, crimping powder, and of course gelatin-based hair treatments. Don't be a Mitchell, be a Fancy Dan. Well, getting things started is striking out swinging. Ped Wingner. Borty Banks gets his first strikeout of the day. His 9th of the season. Ped Wingner still not quite at his previous season's best. Here's Musty Shank, doing very well for himself at the moment. He gets a single. He's on with a single. The first hit of the game for the Debonairs here in the top of the second. 1 out. Beautiful day here at Presbyterian Park. And the Presbyterians have gotten a great, beautiful start to this game. Shank is batting .357 so far this season. He's going to hit that one high and far. It is going to be a reach for... No, it is just past the reach of Condom Funnel. It hits... Well, it's a very short wall over there. But it is perhaps inches short of the home run distance. It landed just off the wall. Very, very busy signal. I think, would have moved a bit more if there was any sort of assurance that it wasn't going to be caught. I think Funnel looked like he had it covered, and so be it. That's going to be the Cutlets to McQuart. Outruns the double play. A fielder's choice. Gap Lumber hits into it, but it does score the 1 run. It is 3-1. Yup Turtles finds his way back into the side after spending some time in the maybe did spend some time in the Nursery League, but he's back at the Debonairs. He only played 17 games last season. It's that one high and far and into the glove of Welch Booper to retire the side. Well, again, some very loud hitting. 1 run scores off of 2 hits. Gap Lumber's fielder's choice brings home the 1 run of the game. And Borty Banks will take the plate to face his pitching counterpart, Avery Mustard, here in the bottom of the second. And he's going to swing into a diving catcher, Hans Lopside, just to his side, gets the glove to it, and it's 1 away. Banks has a .286 average. That was not too bad for him. Well caught indeed. This brings us back to the top of the order. Welch Booper walked in the first. Like that was that long ago. We can remember that, of course. He's got got a career batting average of .299. He's only batting .222 this season. And he will ground that one right to Gap Lumber, who will step on the bag. And register out number 2. A solid core to this starting lineup of the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. Many players who have just spent all 3 of their Continental League seasons with Pittsburgh. Spray Bradley came to the city in 1920 after 1 season with the Chicago Teetotalers. Career average of .286. He's placing the 1-2 count right now on Avery Mustard. Faces a full count now. Swing and just over the head of Gap Lumber. That's going to drop in for a single. First hit of the inning for the Presbyterians. And it brings us to Shrewd Bland. Not found his form quite yet this season. Well, that's not necessarily true. He's actually got an average of .364. But again, he's got such a high career average of .383 that you expect so much more of him than he's already given that you don't realize it. He's no longer batting in the cleaning up spot. That's for Jim Bobway, who is on deck at the moment. But Shrewd Bland has been quite the batsman and the catcher for the Presbyterians, picked up from the Boston Ruffians in a trade back in 1920 to start that season. So this is his 2nd season in Pittsburgh. And he is going to get extra bases for the first time today for somebody. That is going to be an RBI double. RBI number 5 for Shrewd Bland. It is now 4-1. Well, I mentioned Jim Bobway in the cleaning up spot. He is going to hit that one with quite some power, but it's going to land right into the glove of Chud Tater, stranding the 1 runner. And bring us to the end of the 2nd inning. 4-1 after an additional run scored by Spray Bradley off the Shrewd Bland double.
That's low.
Avery Mustard does not have any time to catch his breath. He has to go and bat for the Debonairs, top of the 3rd.
Steve Wright.
This is only his 3rd at-bat of the season, and he will strike out swinging. That would be strikeout number 2 today for Borty Banks. His 3rd season as well in Pittsburgh. His career record is 14-9. He had a 6-3 start to the. He had a 6-3 1919 season. Went 6-6 last year. And is 2-0 so far. He's going to give up a single to Kiki Webley. Going all the way into right field. The condom funnel was able to grab it. Here's Chud Tater, former Presbyterian. Played in 1919 for the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. He had an average of .287. Hit 8 home runs. Of course, he only played 37 games. That was the 42-game season that year. He's going to be on with a single and keep the inning going for New Ohio. And here comes Kerrick Burns. 4-1 today. He's going to hit that one high, but that should be right into the glove of Spray Bradley. Looking to tag up is Webley. And they'll get the Fancy Dan double play to end the inning. Fancy Dan double play. Brought to you by Fancy Dan Follicle Products. Put more fop in your quaff with Fancy Dan. The bottom of the 3rd, a very loud way to retire the batsman of the Debonairs. That's going to be popped up high into the air by Jimmy Soup Cutlets. Easy catch for Kerrick Burns. And Cutlets has been struggling of late. 216 is average. He's not been batting. This is a man who is an absolute a surefire thing with the baseball bat. His average in the last 2 seasons, 369 and 367. 52 runs batted in last season, 124 hits, and he has just been struggling so far. McQuart will walk, so that will be a 1-out walk, runner on first, bringing us to Bale Scottish. He is responsible for 2 of those 4 runs scored by the Presbyterians today. A 2 RBI single. And he hits it very loud and far into foul territory for strike 1. Avery Mustard trying to find some composure. This is pitch number 60 for Mustard. No, it is not. It is actually just a check to Gap Lumber at first. This perhaps is pitch number 60. It is high for ball 3. 3-1. Popped up high into the air. It should be easy for Burns. He gets the catch. And Quat stays at first. If there was any doubt, I don't think he was. It's a bit bold to be tagging up from first when just in general anyway, I think that's not really a thing happening. Well, it's going to be stealing an attempt, and they're caught into a rundown. Oh my goodness. Well, this is not going to be looking good. Well, just as I was saying, how Og McQuaid was a bit smarter than to be goodness me. Well, I said he was a bit smarter than to attempt to tag up. He apparently was not smart enough to not get caught into a rundown. Well, that is going to bring us to the top of the fourth. Still 4-1 in favor of the home side, the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. Listening to KDKA, Pioneer Radio for Western Pennsylvania. My name is Steve Chuckroast, and this is the Pittsburgh Presbyterians, game number 12 of the Continental League season here in 1921, taking on the New Ohio Debonairs, the home side. The Presbyterians have a 4-1 lead, and that will be a strikeout looking of Ped Wingner. He has struck out twice today. Gorty Bunks, his third. He is really starting to feel like he can go a bit longer into this game. He's only thrown 53 pitches now with that one. That is high for ball one. 1-1. Facing Musty Shank, former Nashville Fire player in 1920, was picked up by the Debonairs. Not quite hit. This is the first season he's really found his form. He's going to pop that one up to Sperry Bradley for out number 2, and this brings us to Hans Lopside. Lopside, a Memphis Mud Pig, brought up this season. He had a .419 average for the Mud Pigs in 1920 when he played 10 games for them. Got him signed, but kept down in the Nursery League for Memphis by the Debonairs. And he will ground out for a 1-2-3 inning. They head back to the Presbyterians, bottom of the fourth. Avery Mustard still on the mound to face Condom Funnel, who hits it for a single. Ground ball to right field. Carrick Burns is there for the catch. And it's the pitcher, Gorty Bunks. Condom Funnel, after spending 7 games playing for Memphis this season, was brought back up to Pittsburgh. Again, the expansion draft with our 2 new teams, the Chicago Gin Drinkers and the Baltimore Washington Grasshoppers, do mean that teams had to reach into their Nursery League prospects and the Nursery League assignees to fill up the rosters. And of course, some new fresh blood has just joined the Nursery League today. I understand 2 games happened today. The Charleston Crows and the Louisiana Lowlanders. Of course, the Lowlanders, beg pardon, the Louisiana Lowlanders are the affiliate of the Milwaukee Dutchmen. But the Charleston Crows fell, and I believe the Nashville Fire and the Norfolk Quips did in fact face off today. I haven't quite gotten, I believe the Whips won 6-4 and the Lowlanders won 4-3. But of course, the purpose of that is to scout new talent, and of course, some players that are signed by some of these teams are playing there. As of course, we hit game number 30.
That's high.
As with game number 60 of this 90-game season, the teams can make adjustments to their rosters, sign new players. Of course, we have the West Coast edition of the Nursery League. That is going to be a stolen base by Sperry Bradley. Good speed on him. Yup, Turtle's not there with the tag. And Shrewd Bland will walk, so that is now walk number 5 today. Derry Hamper will come in, as will Quincy Longpants in a double switch. So that is already here in the bottom of the fourth, 3 2/3 innings, and the Debonairs have already had to go to the bullpen to take Derry Hamper for a spin. He's going to give up a single right up the middle to Chad Tater. That will score 2. And Jim Bobway makes it a 6-1 game in favor of the Presbyterians.
Off the plate.
Well, RBI is number 7 and 8 for Jim Bobway, and he is back to his cleaning up spot already. And Derry Hamper has an 0-1 record, or an ERA of 4.5. He's only pitched for 4 innings. He's made appearances in 3 games so far this season. He's going to walk Jimmy Soup Cutlets.
Ball high. Ball low.
2-1 count to face Og McQuaid. McQuaid has walked in both of his at-bats. He's caught stealing. He did walk in a run. I guess that counts as an RBI to him. He will pop it up for out number 3. Well, the starting pitcher for the Debonairs has already taken a seat on the bench. But for Borty Bonks, it is inning number 5 for him. He faces Gap Lumber. Hit into a fielder's choice, but did score the Debonairs' only run of the game so far. I guess a mixed success. He's going to get on with a single that's going to drop just over the head of Og McQuaid and to Condom Funnel in right field. And getting things started with the lead-off single for the Debonairs here in the top of the 5th. Yup, Turtles is 0 for 1 today. Hits that foul. Turtles batting .316 this season.
That's
He's,
low.
very much shooting above his mark. His career average is .215. This is definitely a bit of an outlier, but he's doing very well. 12 hits so far this season. 4 runs batted in. 41% on base percentage. However, he's going to hit that right to Zimbabwe. To Cutlets. Cannot get it. Have to settle for the fielder's choice. 1 out away. And making his first at-bat today, Quincy Longpants.
Steve Wreck.
Longpants swing and a miss. He will strike out. I was about to say he's only batting .105 this season. Has not made too many appearances. But, well, he's there for his fielding prowess perhaps. He's coming in for Hans Lopside. And we get to Kiki Puebli at the top of the order again. He's going to hit that right to McQuaid on the second pitch, a 1-0 pitch. And it is out number 3. The game is going all in the favor of the home side, the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. Bale Scottish will start things off here in the bottom of the 5th. He'll start it off with a fly ball to center field. Chud Tater has to recover. And that is his second hit of the game. A single to lead things off for Bale Scottish. We now go to Condom Funnel. 1-2 today with a single.
Steve.
Facing a 1-2 count to Derry Hamper, and that'll be strikeout number 1 today for Hamper. Gets him looking. It's Hamper's first career strikeout. That is rather surprising. And we've got a pinch hitter, Fen Maloney, coming in as a pinch hitter for the pitcher, Borty Bonks. That will be it for his day. He will go a strong an outing of 5 innings. 2-1 the count. Foul ball. I think Borty Bonks would have had more in the tank, I think, but you know, against strategic, you want to go to the your bullpen. You want to use your bullpen pitches. Fen Maloney is 2 at-bats, 1 hit from it. And he's going to hit to, well, a lumber to shank to lumber again. A fancy Dan to end the inning. Well, that is going to bring in Red Rollingsworthel as the pitcher for the Presbyterians, coming out of the bullpen. Fancy Dan double play brought to you by Fancy Dan Follicle Products. Put more pop in your quaff with Fancy Dan. They have gelatin-based hair treatments. They have the crimping powder, the molasses curling salves, and of course the styling salves as well. That is going to be a strike out of Chud Tater for Red Rollingsworthel. He has pitched 10 innings and has 10 strikeouts. That is number 11 for him. He's going to get out number 2 of Carrick Burns right off the bat. He has been an outstanding relief pitcher. 9 earned runs this season, however, striking out 10. He's got a record of 1-0, and he's going to get a 1-2-3 inning to get things going and put the Presbyterians back to the plate. And the Debonairs back out in the field. We're through 5.5. It is 6-1. And top of the order brings us to Welt
Head up.
Booper.
Steve.
Booper is 0 for 2 today, not having the best success.
Right.
He has struggled this season. He's going to pop that one up into foul territory. That will be an easy catch for Kiki Webley behind the plate.
You're out.
And he makes the catch. Spray Bradley is up next. He is 1 for 2 today. Hit into a double play
Inside.
in the first inning.
No, inside.
Has a single in the second.
Outside.
And walked in his recent at bat.
Steve.
Facing a 3-1 count at the moment to take it. He gets that high. That's going to find the gap. It might even find the wall. No, it finds the bottom of the wall. It's going to be an extra base hit for Spray Bradley. He is on with a double. Ted Wigner had to go chasing that one. And the Presbyterians continue going. Well, Derry Hamper, I think, is going to leave it. Is going to see the bench already. Here comes
No, high.
Darby Gigglewater, 0-0 so far, an ERA of 4.15, 3 strikeouts from 13 innings pitched so far. This is his 9th appearance this season, and he's going to start things off by giving up a single to Shrewd Bland. Shrewd Bland is 3 for 3 today, 1 RBI, 2 singles and a double. Jim Barbway, 2 for 3 with 2 RBIs from his most recent at-bat. And he's going to try to hit another one home, but it's going to be the Chud hitter, but it might be the sacrifice. Yes, that is an easy enough sacrifice fly. That is a 3rd run batted in for Jim Barbway, and it is now 7-1 in favor of the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. Well, this is the matter with the Presbyterians. Jimmy some pellets to Turtles, and it's out number 3 for Cutlets, bringing an end to the 6th. Retiring sides. Well, another 2 hits that inning. And we quite have ourselves a great outing today. If you are a Pittsburgh Presbyterian fan, which I hope you are if you're listening. Again, KDKA, Pioneer Radio for Western Pennsylvania. I'm Steve Chuckroast. Here, as always, on the call for the Pittsburgh Presbyterians as they get things going in this, the 1921 Continental League season. The 3rd of its kind. Musty Shank is going to be walked by Red Rollingsworthel. And coming out for Gigglewater is going to be Turf Tamba as a pinch hitter. Tamba started for the Debonairs early this season, has not kept his place in the lineup at the moment. And he is going to be on with a single for the Debonairs. And that's going to move the runners. So he is going to be on with a... He's going to be on with a single. That is actually his 7th hit of the season. He's only batting 171, so not quite up to snuff for the Debonairs. Rollingsworthel facing Gap Lumber. 1-2 today. The Presbyterians have been very hot and cold when it comes to their batsmanship. They can just light up. This is one of those good days where we see them just lighting up the bats. Lumber looks like right to Jim Barbway, who'll step on the bag for out number 1, moves the runners to 2nd and 3rd. And Yep Turtles, 0-2. This is very much a day where the Presbyterians have just been finding the bats, finding the hits, and really making their opponents pay. That's going to be a strikeout looking for Red Rollingsworthel. Now facing Quincy Longpan. We're very excited to see the Nursery League make appearances in the western parts of these United States. I know up and down the western coast there has been much fanfare, hullabaloo. It's going to fall right to Welt Cooper. Put out number 3. Well, Og McQuaid takes the plate for Pittsburgh to face Shirley Bo Burley. The third of the relief pitches. That's a big swing for a 2-2 count. A little of the anus scratch from Bo Burley. And he will get him swinging. That is strikeout number 5 of the season for Shirley Bo Burley. His first, obviously, at the first at-bat. He's got a 1-0 record for the Debonairs. 3.38 ERA, the best of the relief pitches. And of course, there's always bare butts as the closing pitcher. I'd like to see I'm sure the Debonairs would like to see Bo Burley get through this and at least some of the 8th inning. They not want to go to their closing pitcher when there's not a save situation. Rest him a bit. Can be a single for Bale Scottish, which brings that's his third hit of the game. And now we have Condon Funnel up to the plate. That's going to go right to, well, it's the Shankta Turtles and a fielder's choice. Could not get the Fancy Dan double play. And it will be the pitcher spot, so hits it first pitch, right to Yup Turtles. Throw to Lumber is in time. And that is the end of the 7th inning. Well, Kiki Webley, top of the order, facing Red Rollingsworthel. He's come in for Borty Bonks. Borty Bonks played 5 innings of outstanding pitching. He allowed the 1 run after the fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. Pittsburgh has had control of this game from start to finish. Basically, that is going to be a ground ball to Bobway. Throw to Rollingsworthel in time. Second up is Chud Tater. Tater has the 1 single today. He did strike out in his most recent at-bat. And he's going to strike out swinging. That is yet another strikeout for Red Rollingsworthel. Of course, it's the first of a 3-game series for both teams. They play again tomorrow, then have a day off before playing yet again on Friday. It's going to be a single for Carrick Burns, bringing Ted Wingner to the plate. And looks like Winthrop Honeysuckle is going to come in for Red Rollingsworthel. The closing pitcher has come in to get, well, he's going to get, they're going to need 4 outs out of him. They got the 1-on-1 pitch. Well, that was outstanding. I didn't even get a chance to talk about him yet. Winthrop Honeysuckle, the closing pitcher for the Presbyterians. Doesn't look like there's a save situation at the moment, but he will come in for some important innings. Produce some confidence. Not been pitching all that well yet this season. Hasn't quite had it. First at bat for Welt Booper, and he's going to go over 4 today. That is not the kind of day we're looking for from the leadoff batsman, Welt Booper. Spray Bradley, who has had a great day, 2 for 3, and 1 walk, double a single. Full count for him. These two teams play again tomorrow. The Aces will be on the mound. Ivory Trinkets for the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. Mule Wainer for the Debonairs. And then, of course, in 3 days' time, on Friday, it will be Bulky Lat for the Presbyterians on the mound, taking on Red Anger for the Debonairs. Great pitching all around on both sides. That is smashed by Bland. If it stays in, it does. It hits the pole. And to industry. A 4-hit game for Shrewd Bland. He is a triple away from the cycle, and I don't think he's going to have another at-bat today to do it with. But my goodness, Shrewd Bland hits it to Industry. Home run number 2 of the season. And it is now 9-1 in favor of the Presbyterians. They are putting quite the effect on this Debonairs side. Jimmy Soup Cutlets could use a hit for some confidence. Zimbabwe with the single. Of course, that home run brought to you by Industry brand colognes, perfumes, and fragrances. If you're going for a night in the town, you meet a young lady, she smells your neck area, and perhaps saying, well, what is that intoxicating smell? You say, my dear, that is the fresh, clean scent of Industry, found wherever smells are sold. And as I say that, Jimmy Soup Cutlets hits into a Fancy Dan double play. Don't be a Mitchell, be a Fancy Dan. Put more fop in your quaff with Fancy Dan. Their assortment of hair products. Give your hair that shimmer, sheen, glimmer, and gleam. We're getting things started for here in the top of the 9th. Already one away. That was popped up to Well Cooper in left field. Dudley Zuencastle will be facing Winthrop Honeysuckle here with 1 out away, 2 outs to go for this game to be in the books. And a much needed win for the Presbyterians. As they continue on, and Zuencastle is going to be on with a single. So 1 runner on, 1 out. And we head to Gap Lumber. Zuencastle only 5 at-bats this season. That's 200. That is now his 2nd hit of the game. Lumber's going to hit that high and far and to Industry. It is a 2-run home run for Gap Lumber. It is now 9-3. Home run number 3 of the season for Gap Lumber. He hit 2 of them in 8 games this year with the Nashville Fire. And he has now hit his 3rd this season. It's 9-3. That is out number 2. Yep, Turtles hitting into it. And with 2 outs down, the potential game ender is Quincy Longpants. He's already facing an 0-2 count for Winthrop Honeysuckle. He's going to pop it up. If it stays in, it should be an easy catch for Shrewd Bland. It is, in fact. And it is the end of the game. A big home victory for the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. As we head to our box score, the final score of this one, the New Ohio Debonairs, 3 runs from 9 hits. The Pittsburgh Presbyterians, 9 runs from 14 hits. This will move the Presbyterians to a 7-5 record. This puts the Debonairs back down to 6-6. And Pittsburgh and Debonairs have lost their last 2 games. Now you see the box scores, as will be reported in your evening newspapers tomorrow. The winning pitcher is Borty Bonks. Borty Bonks gets to go to, what was his record? He was 2-0. He'll go 3-0. After that, Avery Mustard, however, suffers a loss. Still looking for his first win. He only lasts 3 2/3 innings. And the bullpen had to pull a lot of the weight for the Debonairs, but unfortunately, the damage had already been done. And with that, we like to thank our good friends of the Honeywheat Tobacco Company, who sponsor the finest dandies of the day for this and all games of the 1921 Continental League season. There is nothing fresher and cleaner than a Honeywheat cigarette grown in the fabled tobacco roads of the Carolinas. They are good in any situation and at any time. The 3rd finest dandy of the day is Spray Bradley for the Presbyterians, going 2 for 3 with a double, scoring a run on 4 different occasions. Gap Lumber went 2 for 4 with that home run late in the game. He scored 3 runs batted in. He is the 2nd finest dandy of the day. And the finest dandy of the day, as always, gets a complimentary carton of Honeywheat cigarettes. It is Shrewd Bland. Look at that stat line, 4 for 4. A home run, a double, 2 singles, 3 runs batted in, 2 runs scored himself. He is the finest dandy of the day. And brought to you, of course, by the Honey Wheat Tobacco Company, who humbly request that you smoke wheat every day. Well, that'll do it for our broadcast. This has been a wonderful game in favor of the home side, the Pittsburgh Presbyterians. The final score, of course, 9-3, excuse me. The Presbyterians defeat the New Ohio Debonairs. I'm Steve Chuckroast. Hope you will listen in next time. We'll be back on tomorrow for the second game of this 3-game series. Until next time, the game is ended. Go in peace.